Good morning. How are you today? Here I am in my cathedral of trees on another Sunday, and I am guardedly optimistic because I'm a superstitious Irishman, and you never know what's really going to happen. But I think we're going to be pleased with Tuesday, and/or if it takes the days after that. I'm a Jesuit product. The Jesuits teach you how to use your mind, then they're terrified when you do. And long ago, I had to read Aristotle. And the thing is, I keep revisiting Aristotle. And he has two books on rhetoric. In the first book, he discusses syllogisms and logic and reason. And he has a square of logic. And it goes something like this: a particular negative will negate a universal affirmative. And once you understand that, you can use it, but the language is a little clumsy. Aristotle then wrote a second book on rhetoric, and in the second book he basically describes ways to appeal to different emotions: greed, anger, envy, and that's how you persuade people. And the blending of the two is to give people a logical framework that they can take on for their emotional reasoning. So Trump does that, and he adds another level: lying, amazing lies, things that no one should believe. Now, another student of politics is Jefferson. And Jefferson, I've read a lot of his stuff. In fact, that's why I was interested in politics. He decided that the only way to be involved in politics was to know the law, and he wrote his cousin telling him that when he asked what he should do. And I guess from a young age, I wanted to be involved in politics because I thought it was the most important profession, and I duel between that and the law. Well, Jefferson had this belief that over time, the public gets it right. So, taking these two things together, what can we expect to come out on Tuesday? Well, first of all, we can't ignore the fact that we banked 90 million votes already for the election. And of those votes, a large number supported Biden. We believe that. And those votes came when the margins for Biden were greater than they are now. So we have this situation in which we have banked a lot of votes for Biden. But what do the polls tell us? The polls tell us that Trump got older people the last time, and this time he gets fewer, the over 65. Also, his share of white men votes has gone down. And the number of women has increased for Biden. So we have these trend lines, all of which favor us. And there's a Post story today that I had a poll with Siena, which shows Biden ahead in 4 battleground states. Now, none of this is insurance, and there is a logical defect in assuming because something happened before, it should happen again, or follow a trend line. Except in my short time on this planet, I have noticed that trend lines in politics pretty much hold. And the thing that astonishes me is that Trump has this staying power in the face of this existential election. And it's existential on 2 levels that are difficult to encompass in any rational fashion. First of all, we have the question raised by Benjamin Franklin in 1787. You have a republic if you can keep it. And what he was basically talking about was every democracy has devolved into a dictatorship. And it's the softest form of government in the sense of its openness. So it's prey to such misconduct as a guy like Trump would try. But the second kind of existential concern we have is, how can we be so irrational in the face of this pandemic to put everything at risk, including Trump's candidacy, meaning if you or I were advising him, say, we'll take care of this, this will be great for you because you'll be a hero. Instead, he goes the other way. And that's because his priorities are about dollars and capitalisms and a belief system that all people care about is money, because that's all he cares about. So on Tuesday, we may have a result in the sense that if Democrats who show up in person, who crawl over glass to vote against Trump and to vote for Biden, if enough of them do it, then even without counting the ballots that were mailed in, we'll have a victory. It is as or more likely that we'll have to count these other ballots. And depending on where you are, some places they can count them on the day of the election and before, and others they have to wait until the polls close. So there's that kind of dynamic involved in this election. You have to just maintain the resolve to be stoic, as I'm a student of it, but we can't always do it because we are emotional and we do care. And I don't think it's an excess to say this is the most important election I will have voted in my lifetime. Even though I thought others were significant, this one is very different. And there's a kind of foolishness in voting so many times and hoping things to be better or different. But I think this time, as much as we can analyze the players, this is an important election to believe in the outcome if it's Biden. So get out, even if it's chilly, and do something good for yourself. You can still call a friend or two. You can always contribute. And if you haven't voted, if that's possible, vote on Tuesday for Biden and the team. All the best. Bye-bye.